Hi everybody and welcome to this quick tutorial. For this one I want to show you guys how to utilize Canvas Studio. So let's get started. So for those that don't know me, I'm Al-ankar, I'm head of e-learning, and before we even start I just want to share with you my Twitter handle as well. So if you want to contact me on Twitter you can at Al-ankar. So let's jump straight over and see how we can utilize this application. So for this one we're going to need a browser. So let's go straight over. I'm going to load Google Chrome. I'm going to jump over onto Canvas. And I'm straight on the dashboard. So everyone else's dashboard looks different, but realistically speaking the global navigation is where we need to find Studio. So Studio is over here on the left. And then you can click on the Studio icon itself. What this will do will load up any of your previous videos, and the whole idea of using Studio is a way to engage your students using asynchronous method. So what asynchronous means is the fact that students can come back at any time and check the content and review it and even add comments on it. It's a really powerful way of using it from a distance learning aspect. So to get started with Studio, you've got a few options. I'm going to go over this main pane here. So in front of you right now you see all the videos I've ever created using Studio, getting quite heavy. But from up here you can start recording directly. So you've got two options. You can either record using your screen or record using your web camera. You've also got the option to add. So if you want to add them directly from your computer, so you've already got that video recorded on your machine and you want to upload that file directly from there, you can. Or you can use your YouTube link. So if you're a big YouTube user and you've got your own YouTube channel, for instance, you can add videos directly onto that. But not just your own videos, but any video that was ever done on YouTube. As long as you've got the URL, you can add it directly to your Studio and start using it. You've also got search. Search allows you to search your own content that you've got within your Studio sort of platform. So if I click up here and I put, for instance, Cahoots, and then I click return, yeah, there's a video that I made on Cahoots there, and you can search it quite easily. So just a search functionality to make it easier for you to search whatever you need. So if you want to record a video straight away, tap that record button and you've got two options. You can either record your screen or you can record your web camera. Theoretically you can record both at the same time, but it depends on what you want to do. For quick access you just click on either one you need. For this example I'm going to choose my screen. It'll ask you whether you want to open the launcher. So for this example I'm going to say yep. And after a few seconds you will find that it's loading up this little window inside a window. So I've now got a window of my browser and I can do anything with regards to my browser. So the record aspect, you've got a couple of things here on this bottom left, and what it allows you to do is either record your screen only, so that means there's no web camera there. Record just your web camera, so if it was feedback that you was giving to a student or anything else like that, you could give it to them in this sort of way that we're doing right now, or both. So what that does is puts me in the bottom corner of the video, so people feel as if it's a bit more homey, a bit more realistic between you and the class. So on the side over here you've got the narration options. This says what microphone are you choosing to do the recording. My MacBook right now is doing it, but equally you could use an external microphone. You could use the microphone that's sat within your headphones, but you just have to make that selection before you continue. Also, size is quite an interesting one. So you can do the full screen entirely, so there doesn't actually have to be this pane, this little window of my browser window that's quite small. I could do the entire thing if I wanted to. And this might be easier for anybody who's first come to this application and is using it for the very first time. But for me, I'm thinking, do you know what? I only need it to be 720p, so that's the resolution of the video I'm making, and I only need this much of my screen to be recorded. So be with that. You've also, from this little pencil that's sat on the recording tab, you can start drawing and zoom in and do other stuff within a video as well. So if you wanted to add zoom, or if you wanted to add a line or an arrow or box, any of these bits or annotation directly live on top of your video, you can do using this functionality here. One thing I would say though is that freehand is not the easiest with a mouse. You're going to have to be quite good at it, but equally that functionality is there if you need it to be. So I've clicked the pencil back, so I get back to where I need to be, and you can start recording as soon as you want. So what happens is, imagine I have my PowerPoint ready and I wanted to show the students this PowerPoint. So the PowerPoint was up there and I wanted to start recording. It'll count you in, 3, 2, 1, and then you can start doing exactly what I'm doing to you guys right now in this whole video, and that's sort of screencasting something to explain a topic, explain a theory, and a bit of theory behind it, and anything else that's needed. So I'm going to let this run for another 5 seconds or so, then I'm going to press the pause button. You can play it back, so if you want to have a look at it, it's not going to work out probably one take. You might want to go back and try it again, or do it in smaller parts, make that presentation into 3 parts instead of it being one big part, because again, this is video editing. Some people have never ever dabbled in this kind of area, so it's going to be an interesting one for anyone who's doing it for the first time. But if I want to play it back and have a look and see what it looked like, I can do. So you can see that and how that actually works. I'm going to press done now because I'm finished with this video, and what it will do is it will offer me the opportunity. This is the actual screen recording application itself that's on your machine, and it allows you to give it a title. So I can put screencast demo, okay, and you could give it a description if you wanted to, and then simply click upload. What it will do is it will start sending it over to the Canvas server, which is where this information needs to be in order for you to be able to use it in your courses. It'll encode, do what it needs to do, and then obviously successful there, so I'll click continue. It'll close the application down, and we can see that the screencast in demo is now inside my studio area for it to utilize and use. So let's open this one up just so you guys have got an introduction as to what it is that you see when you're looking at a studio piece, because right now this studio video that I've created is not available for my students as of yet. I'd actually have to put it into my course, but this is the sort of area where you create the content and then you can allocate it to any courses inside of Canvas that you've got teacher rights on. So within this, obviously you've got these little areas up here, and you can share this video directly. So if you want to share it with somebody, so if you want to share it with an individual person, imagine this was feedback for a learner, you could just type the email address in there. I'll put Dave's in there. Yeah, so you can see straight away you can just share it directly with a person. But also you've got the link option as well. So when you generate a public link, what that actually does is it gives you a link which you can send to anybody, and it'll allow them to see that video. One of the things that you have to understand about that is that no analytics will be able to be actually tracked for that one though. So you won't be able to know how many people have viewed it, how long they've engaged with it, how long they've seen it for, or anything like that, because that link is literally just a link that goes out. You've also got the embed code, so if you guys are familiar with like web development or anything like that, and you want to embed it using the HTML snippet that's inside your Canvas page, you can. So obviously that's just that. You just set your frame as to how high and how wide and how high you want it, and you can embed that directly into any website you want straight away from today. But for this example, I don't really need it. I'm going to click done, but at least you've had an overview of what that actually looks like. You can also delete it directly from here, so if you don't want it anymore, just click delete and it'll go. From your details area, you can add additional comments to the description and also add tags on it if you want. Even change the title if the title was wrong, for instance, or you'd spelled it incorrectly as an example. From comments, you will see any of the comments that are used on this video that are anywhere within the Canvas courses that you actually put this video and embed it into. So what happens is people can put comments on the video live as the video is running when they watch it, and obviously you'll get notifications to when they come in. And all you have to do is subscribe to the comments to make sure that you see the comments that are coming back. So ticking that on means that you'll actually get to know when these things come in. So as an example, if I was like so far in the video and someone said, "I don't understand," and then they commented, the actual comment comes up from that person there and then, and you've got a clear indication within a chat or like a comment, like a group chat thing for the video underneath it that someone says they don't understand, and it'll allow you to go revisit www. and you imagine you're selling them a website, etc. and then you can add that directly back in. So there you go. You can edit these comments as well. So again, like I've just done there, I've clearly spelled that wrong, and I can edit it and save it back. You can also delete the comments as well. All the comments are stored though in a database, so we can pull them back out later if you really need them to be pulled back out of. So that's how you comment, what the commenting looks like on top of videos. Insights will basically show you all the viewers that have ever watched the content that you've created and for how long they've watched it. So obviously this was only a 20-second video, but obviously no one's watched it right now so far. But you will see that obviously the learners, once you put this inside your course, you will see the learners and how long they've engaged for it, and when they dropped off, and when they completely just turned it off and not watch your video. So it allows you as an educator to sort of feedback on yourself as to what that content looks like, and if that content was difficult, or to maybe reevaluate what you've actually done there, or break it up into smaller parts. There's so many different reasons for why people sort of disengage with video. But one of the things that's good in a distance learning course is the fact that this allows them to be able to go back and look at the content anytime and add comments whenever they like as well. So we see where the benefits come from having an asynchronous as opposed to a synchronous conference that you'd use with everybody at a certain time, certain date. Sometimes students can't be there at that time and date. So obviously we've got to understand that, especially with the social distancing and stuff like that. So Captions, what Captions does is create your closed captions. I've already done a video on this, so if you want to have a look at that, I'll add the link wherever it needs to be where this video gets done for how to add closed captions. But equally, all you have to do is request the closed captions. You then get an email. You can go back and artificial intelligence will scan all the words inside it and then pull the captions together. And then what happens is, once you're happy and you've accepted that and published it, you'll have closed captions on your video. So you'll have like subtitles on the bottom of all the video as it goes on. But that is just a quick overview of that one. There's actually a proper video on how to do that as well, which is in the edtech toolkit for educators. So that's pretty much Studio in a nutshell. If you wanted to use this video now inside a course, I would just go back over to my dashboard. I can then pick one of my courses. And on the modules page, imagine if I want to actually put that on one of my modules, I can click from the add item. I need to click add external tool. And previously the Studio application was called Arc inside of Canvas, so right now it still says Arc. It will be eventually updated, but if you click on Arc, you can then look at the videos you've ever created and then select one. Allow commenting, which is that thing I was explaining about earlier on, where people comment and you see them little popping up left, right and whatnot, and then click embed. It might be nice if within here you give the actual video a title, so I can call this video test, and then obviously add the item there as well. So what that does is it puts a title on it and it allows students to click on it. At that point in time, people can jump on and then add comments wherever they want to the video, and then these appear live inside the video at that point in time, so you'll be able to understand where people may have misunderstood, or it could have been a discussion that you've got running throughout the video. So it could be like discuss amongst yourselves something, and then you work it out that way. That might be a really nice way to use it. But I'll be honest, this part of educational freedom is up to you then now. So you've seen an overview of Canvas Studio. Thank you very much for your time. Have a fantastic day and please stay safe.